everybody, I'm SJM. Welcome back to Opolis Inc. Today we are going to continue our journey into the late mid-game, early endgame-ish type of things. So did figure some stuff out and we are ready to go over it here. So first things first, the matter condenser. So last episode I was looking at this and I was like, oh, we need to get a singularity, we need, 1024 storage components. No, that's completely wrong. You just need 1024 item of any kind, but you do need to have a storage component in this slot which can accept the minimum of 1024. So I was looking at the where's the AE thing for it? I guess I missed that, but there's a, I guess if I pick this guy up, no. I was looking at the applied energistics description of the thing and I wasn't quite understanding it properly either, so but what we do need, so we'll take any kind of storage component to go up there, and then we need to switch the mode because there's three modes. There's this garbage can mode which destroys items. There's the matter ball mode, which condenses items into matter balls, which takes 256 of an item. And the singularity mode, which takes 1024 of any item. So 1024 is 16 stacks. I just brought over my deep slate from the mining operation. That should be 16 stacks right there. We just shift click them all in. We can see this go up there. We should be 64 off there. Oh, did I miscount? There we go. And once you get 1024 in there, you get a singularity out of it. So I've made a few for now just to have up there. And I don't even think this requires energy. To be honest, I just have it there kind of tucked out of the road. Ah, that's where that extra stack went to. So that was that. I actually gotta head on over there to refuel, so may as well do that while I'm thinking about it, because I won't think about it for another couple of hours. You back there. Not there, not there. Here. There we go. And we even managed to get it done before we got down to deep slate. Alright, continuing on with our adventure here. We are in the advanced alloys section here. So coming down this side, we were looking at how do we get this DT fuel so that we can use it in the melters to melt down the dollary dues into their liquid form, and we needed this DT fuel, and it was a little bit complicated, but we've got it all sorted out now, so that's what we'll go over today. So we need to use in a is this the one, or do we need the other one? Yeah, we need the liquid DT fuel is the stuff that we need. So to get the liquid DT fuel, we have to concentrate the DT fuel. DT fuel comes from mixing deuterium and tritium. Deuterium isn't too complicated, so we'll look at this first. we need to get heavy water into an electrolytic separator. And that splits it into deuterium and oxygen. Heavy water comes from an electric pump with a filter upgrade installed. So I have a electric pump and the filter upgrade, and then the electrolytic separator for separating out the deuterium. Tritium is a little bit more complicated, but shouldn't be too hard in itself. Tritium comes from putting lithium in a solar neutron activator. This is the guy that we have to buy from the market. It does take 48 of the elite processing bucks, so you have to sell off things like lumium, enderium, and signalum, or the upgraded reinforced alloys from Mechanism to be able to get those dollars. And we needed 48 to buy a solar neutron activator. To get lithium, we process rude. To get lithium, we basically process brine in a thermal evaporation controller. Thermal evaporation doohickey, multi-block is what I'm trying to say there. So the lithium goes to tritium in the solar neutron activator. The lithium has to be deconcentrated from the liquid lithium. Liquid lithium comes from the thermal evaporation controller, which brine turns into liquid lithium. Brine comes from the same machine, you have to use another condensator to change the brine into change the gaseous brine into brine. Gaseous brine comes from brine comes from water in the thermal evaporation controller, which then we put it back in there to get the liquid lithium, which we then have to deconcentrate into the regular lithium, which we can then solar neutron activator. I keep getting lost in JEI with those things. At any rate, I think we have what we need to do here down. So let's just double check my work. So deuterium, separator, heavy water. Let's do this first. I should be able to put my pump down there. I do want it facing the other way though, please. No. You're gonna be difficult. Fine, I'll put you that way. That'll work. This needs to go into the separator. We need to, well, we can just apply the can't just shift click it in there. Have to be on that page. There we go. And then we'll grab fluid pipe. We'll need this guy. Oh, that's power there. Never mind. Let's move this. Over there. Yep, that should be fine. Actually, no. This will be a little bit neater if we do it here. There. Power. So now we have the heavy water coming in It's being separated into the deuterium and the oxygen, so this is just going to take a little while to work. And we'll work on the other stuff while we're waiting. So the thermal evaporation chamber is a little bit of a deal. It is quite steel intensive because each of these blocks does require, well, 1 steel per block basically, right? Because 4 steel gives you 4 blocks. So I've had to do a couple of rounds of steel making to get through all of this, but so just to make the minimum size evaporation block over here. So it's a 4 by 4 on the base. And then the second tier, we need those 4 around there. And then the top tier needs those 4 there. We got the particles, so now we have an actual complete machine. Shouldn't require power in this, but we do need to borrow our advanced solar generator. 2 options here. We can use advanced solar generators on the top here. There we go, to increase the temperature and start producing the brine that way. So 1 bucket, we got 100 brine out of it, so we're going to need 10 buckets in total. I will do that off camera while we're waiting to get a bucket of brine, because then I can pull the brine out, put it back in over here, and we'll get the lithium there. The other option is we can use a thermal evaporation valve, and then we could either hook up the pump to pump water into it, or we could use something called a resistive heater. So this guy here, and we would just hook it up via another one of these valves, which would increase the temperature inside there to produce the brine a little bit quicker. I really should probably switch the location of that, but too late now. I'll live with my mistake, and I'll be back in a minute or two here. All right, we do have the brine back, so we can throw it back in on this side, and we get a tiny bit of liquid lithium out on the other side. I thought I was getting 1-to-1 out of that. Why did I think that? Ten goes in. See, 10 millibuckets here, and it says 10 over there. Oh, that's brine to lithium. 10 millibuckets there, and then there's says 10. Oh, okay, I see. It doesn't actually say, because under the cost per batch it says the 10, and I thought that was the output amount. Okay, never mind that. Oh, out of power. We'll steal this power for now. Do I have another tank anywhere? Yes, I do. Can't pull that out, but I can pull it out with that guy. So I'm going to need 100 buckets of water to get 1 bucket of lithium, which I think is what we need, right? I believe that's 1-to-1. I guess technically I only need a half a bucket because 1 deuterium, 1 tritium makes 2 DT fuel, is the way I'm reading that there. Well, we may as well make 2 buckets of it because we also need the DT fuel for other things, right? Or the liquid DT fuel. So we need it to melt, and then we also need to mix it with the liquid question mark stuff to get ultimate processing alloy. Alright, I'll be back after we get the rest of this brine and lithium all cooked up. And the best way to go about this is with one of these tanks, rather than doing it 1 bucket at a time. That should be the last that I need. This should end at 9,000. Perfect. Now we have 1 bucket of lithium. Now this is where we need the solar neutron activator. Or is this liquid lithium? Yes, we need to deconcentrate this. Deconcentrating mode, concentrating mode. We need to deconcentrate. After that, we need this guy, which doesn't look like this guy needs power, because it should be a solar activator. Let me guess, I can't pull out of it. Alright, that's fine. Interesting. Front is the output, which I'm fine with. All right, I'll be back when I'm done fumbling around to see how we get this to connect together. All right, I got it emptied out because we needed a chemical tank. I figured it out looking at the side config here. There's fluids, items, and energy, and obviously the fluid, the mechanical pipe, which deals with fluids, cannot handle the liquid, or that deals with liquids cannot handle the chemicals. Same with the fluid tank. This is for fluids, not chemicals. We needed a chemical tank. Just like that. Now we have tritium. Let me guess. Deuterium is a chemical as well. Which is fine. We just have to go and make another one of these bad boys. Oh. You have the tritium. Now you have the deuterium. And those go back into chemical infuser. Gonna stop all of that nonsense there. Tritium, deuterium, DT fuel is on its way. This gives us the liquid DT fuel, or the regular DT fuel, which we have to turn into the liquid DT fuel, and that happens in another condensator. I guess I could have used that one. Did make two just in case it didn't all work out nicely. So for the liquid, we need to do condensating. So this needs to be in the condensating mode. It's not a liquid, it is a chemical. And now we have liquid DT fuel. I'm going to need an empty one of these. Oh geez, I've messed around enough that all of my water has I didn't need to do that because I had some of these on me. $47.50. It's not even a correct amount. All right, I need to make another one, I guess. 2 buckets worth. Perfect. Why did I get that off of the hotbar? Water, liquid DT fuel. Now, what were we doing again? I lost exactly where we were. We were looking to finish this section. So we needed to melt down ultimate storage bucks so that we could get the quantum memory fluid. And we needed 8 of these to get a bucket out of it. If we wanted to be in round numbers, I guess. And that's all done in the crystal assembler. That's fine. We needed at least 2, right? Melting 125. We needed 250 to get each quantum processor. And we need 4 quantum processors to get that. So yes, we do need the full bucket. What's this got in it? Use, melter, use. Pretty sure this is just going to stay in this machine. It shouldn't transfer over to the solidifier, but I guess we'll see here in a second. Oh, it did. Do not want to dump the fluid. Let's try one of those into one of these. There we go. Now we've got that bucket in there. Made a nice mess. So it was a right click, not a left click. Now we can make 4 of those quantum processors, which takes annihilation cores and formation cores plus 2 concurrents. I think I used up all my concurrents, right? And the reason why I was There, I remember it all now. This is what I did forget to do off camera. I need silicon. Now I put a couple of seeds in, so that'll get us a start on it anyways. And we needed storage. Yeah. Storage dollars. And I've got 2 acceleration cards in here, so it's not super painful. And I forgot redstone. Oh, this is done in the crystal doohickey. I wonder if having the liquid in there is going to mess this up. Should not. Should work just fine. Three annihilation, 3 formation. What am I missing? Flux dust. That isn't hard either, since I have some of this left over. I can't even run anymore because I haven't been eating. So I'm going to have to do that 3 more times. So that I can have 4 of those. And then in this crystal assembler, we'll have to kind of do the same thing as we did for the liquid, crystallized liquid. What is it called? Quantum memory fluid, only with netherite down here. So I'll have to put some netherite in here, melt it down, pull it out of here with the mechanical pipe, and I've still got 920 pieces of liquid DT fuel in there, as well as a bucket over here, which we can use in the this process here. So ultimate processing alloy. All these are checkmark quests too. If you're wondering, you don't have to get the bucket of brine, the bucket of lithium, the bucket of tritium, all that stuff. Just tick quests for now. They might change that in the future to actually have to scoop it out, but maybe not, because that's a big pain in itself. But so 90 DT, 90 of those gives us 90 of that, so we'll need 4 of each. So 360 and 360. To get the 360, we need to make the tier 4 processing license. that is all stuff I'll be doing off camera, as well as making the other quantum processors and all those cores and concurrent processors, quantum processors, and that gives us those guys, which then leads to there's no uses on these, so I assume that there's a trade coming up to get the Supreme Storage bucks. They're just missing, looks like they're missing the license. A Tier 5 storage license to get the Supreme ones, which I assume that that's what we need for these quantum encoded storage components. And yeah, those singularity slices we already talked about in the last episode. We just need to put one of these bad boys in here, and then we'll get 8 slices out of it, which we can use. We need specifically orange wool and soul stone, which is we get from our nether mining operation. Actually, I think I got some back here, right? Yeah, I've got a good amount of soul stone weight here, so I just need to get the orange dye to make the orange wool to get up into the awakened supremium essence. And oh, I totally forgot, we need to get water, earth, air, and fire essence. So we need to get all of those seeds going, and a block of supremium, along with this cognizant dust, which is bought in the catalog with ultimate bounty bucks. So we'll need 32 ultimate bounty bucks to get the 4 cognizant dust that we need to make awakened supremium. And then we're going to be using that awakened supremium in God knows what to get the who knows what on that step there. But we're definitely waiting on an update before we can go up this way. Although I guess we could probably look at the... Yeah, absolutely we can look at getting those seeds. Okay, just need one of those guys. Cannot be grown in world. Yeah, I don't think Skystone's gonna work there. There's no use on the reality seeds. Wonder if it needs a catalyst to work. But obviously JEI is of no help to us there. Neither is the quest book. But something that we grow out of the reality seed. So this might be waiting for an update as well to do. But I'd kind of figured that it was just throw it into one of their fancy new cloches and it would grow. Maybe it needs supremium or insanium farmland in there to work. Not 100%, but I think I've rambled on enough at the end of this episode. I appreciate you all for checking it out, and we will see you in the next one. Bye now.